Welcome back, it's 9, and today we are going to be discussing the PlayStation event that is going to take place on Wednesday, September 16th, and what I think will be there, along with some evidence to back that up. Now, before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Now, let's get right into this. And of course, we have so many expectations when it comes to September 16th. We want to see everything that is left to be seen with the PlayStation 5 release date, pre-order date, prices, more games. Obviously, a lot of these things are needing to be done, and it's questionable if they're going to be able to do that in 45 minutes. Now, I do see some people talking about how there is no mention of there being anything more than games on this blog post. But let me remind you guys that before, when we got the games showcase, they never talked about releasing what the console looks like or the accessories or any of that stuff for that matter, but they did. So that's to say that they don't have to say that, okay, we're going to tell you the price and all that nonsense. But I mean, it kind of comes to a point where that's the expectation, right? There surely has to be a time where they're going to tell us the price. They can't really wait any longer. And I also hear another argument, which is the whole PAX thing on the 18th. And if you look back on the PAX website, the Sony holder's actually gone now. It's no longer there. They're not on the schedule. So could that mean that that event is now removed and they're doing it separately on the 16th? That's kind of what I'm taking it as. I don't think they're going to be at PAX. I could be wrong, but that's kind of my take on the whole thing. Now, in terms of what I think is going to be there, I think number one, we are going to get a price, we're going to get a pre-order date, and we're going to get a release date. I think these things are a must, and they are going to happen. I do not think they're going to wait any longer, because now that the PAX event's gone, and this is the only event they have up, it has to happen. There is only so much time left till November, so I think that those details for sure are happening. In terms of user interface, I feel like this is a must as well. I feel like they need to show us what the user interface is about. But if they don't, they can always do it through a blog post or something. And also a teardown would be nice. It doesn't have to be a super in-depth one, but at least something that gives us an idea of what's going on behind the hardware. I do think that we're going to see more games. Absolutely. I think we're going to see some big titles, and I think we're going to get confirmed launch titles. These are all things that are going to happen. I would be surprised if we didn't get any confirmation of launch titles. And I do think that there's going to be a very special game there, Final Fantasy 16. Now, I was made aware of this by my good friend, Soldier First Class. I will have a link in the description to his channel. He covers Final Fantasy, and he even does other content as well. If you guys want to check him out, go for it. He showed me a tweet made by Shinji Hashimoto. And if you guys don't know this guy, he's a bigwig over at Square Enix, and he has accidentally leaked Final Fantasy games before, or what's going to happen regarding a Final Fantasy game like they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake, for example. And this is just another event that could be happening in the same way, as he deleted it right after he tweeted it. And of course, we also have sources of people on, there's this guy on Reset Era, allegedly a reliable guy, and he's been right about many things in the past. He also states that there's going to be a Final Fantasy 16 shown sometime. And then we also have Imran Khan, who has kind of hinted at it as well. So there's so much smoke that there's got to be a fire, in the sense that there's likely going to be an FF16 reveal. And it's been a while since we've seen a Final Fantasy game. I mean, Final Fantasy 15 was the last one. 7 Remake is 7 Remake. So it's not like the next numbered title. So I could totally see Final Fantasy 16 being next, and I could totally see it happening at this event. Square Enix and Sony do go hand in hand, so it makes sense that they would want to reveal their game at a PlayStation conference. Now, when it comes to the prices, my full expectation is that a $399 digital edition will be the case, and a $499 standard edition will be the other price. I just don't see them being more expensive than the Xbox Series X, and I definitely don't see them pricing at a $20 to $50 difference between the non-digital and the digital one. It just doesn't make sense. I really don't feel like $50 is convincing enough for people to give up that disc drive, especially when they have to buy all their games through the PlayStation Network. And I've asked you guys, what do you think the prices would be, and what would you guys be willing to pay? Based on 1.2 thousand votes, 12% of you said $3.99. 71% of you said $4.99. 12% of you said $5.99. And the other 5% said $6.99 or more. So it looks like a lot of you guys are okay with paying $4.99 at the most. That is what you are willing to pay. And I think Sony will hit that right on the head. I feel like if that's the number, and I know my poll is small, right? Like 1.2K in the grand scheme of things is really not that much. But based on the poll that I did, 71%, and that's a lot of, like, that takes the bulk of it by far, say $4.99. And next to that, $5.99 and $3.99, both at 12% apiece. So it looks like a lot of you won't be disappointed if we do come in at $4.99, which is what I think will happen with the standard edition. And then lastly, I also ran a poll asking you guys, what do you think Sony will reveal on September 16th, 2020? This poll has been up for 5 hours, so chances are, you know, within 24 hours, I usually hit about 1,000 votes. So right now it's at 673 votes. 81% of you said the price, pre-order, release date, UI, teardown, and games. The other 19% said just games. And there's like some varied comments about certain things not being included. But again, I only have 5 options for the poll, so it would be hard to give all the options, right, with all these different things that could be shown. But it looks like a lot of you are expecting a full-blown reveal, and I think you should be expecting it. I think this is the time. I don't think Sony's going to take any longer. We are just on the cusp of next gen. Like, we're, I think, what, 2 months away? Yeah, like 2 months away. So it seems like it's got to be sooner rather than later. So I think this is going to be the final big event that we're going to get. And I think that after this, we're probably just going to get blog posts and maybe some small YouTube videos that go up. If that's how they do their teardown, that's great. If that's how they do their UI, that's great. But I really think that when it comes to the UI, they could really easily do that in a trailer. I don't feel like that needs to be included in this 45-minute entire showcase, but it very well could be. And it could be done in trailer form, right? So it's not out of the ordinary for them to be able to fit all this stuff in a 45-minute video, especially given that it's not a lot of talking. It's more just showing games and all this other stuff. But the biggest thing that I feel like at this point we need, and I feel like it's a non-negotiable, is the price. The price has to be known, the date has to be known, and a pre-order date has to be given. The competition's done it. You know everything. You know all their cards are on the table. You've seen everything. At this point, if that was the excuse, then there's no excuse anymore. So I feel like if that doesn't happen, a lot of people are going to be disappointed. And based on this, 81% of the poll that I took here is going to be disappointed. And I really feel like it's justified. I feel like Sony needs to appease us at this point. We need to know this information. It's very important given that the console's 2 months out. But I'm going to pass this on to you guys now. And I want to ask you, what do you think will happen at this showcase? What do you think will be revealed? Tell me all about it in the comments. And do you think Final Fantasy 16 will be shown at this event? As always, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified of all my upcoming videos, hit the like button, it helps the channel a ton, follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description, and most of all, don't forget to share this video with a friend, that helps the channel a ton too. We'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.